What is your reading of the situation on the ground right now?
Well, there's three big pieces of activity taking place. In the northeast, there's what's becoming a static, fierce fight, and we'll come on to that in a second. In the south, an operational silence. It sounds ominous, and I'll talk about that as well. And then the referendum that we've just heard about as well.
OK, so what kind of fighting are we seeing on the ground, particularly when we look at the Donbass region? The
Donbass region, it's the area that's been fought over most hotly since the start of the war, 12 days back now. The Ukrainians have done particularly well over the last few weeks that we've heard about. Strategic success is securing of the Kharkiv in the north. Operational success, Izium. Izium was a key logistical node for the Russians. That's now moved back into the Ukrainian hands. But where we're seeing the real fierce fighting now is the pocket just here. We saw that fought over in May when Severodonetsk. And if you can relate and think about how horrific it must have been in the First World War, they're the type of fighting that we're seeing now. It's fields, it's forests, it's streets, and casualties on both sides are some 50%.
And what about the southern regions?
Operational silence. Now, what does that mean? Well, intelligence preparation of the battlefield is what I would call it, as I was once an intelligence officer. And the Ukrainians are taking time now to understand what they must do next, understand where they should have the most effect. They've got some excellent weaponry now from NATO forces, how that should be used. And then they've also got some very large geographical problems to get past. The river systems there are very, very significant. And they're also buying time as well to get prepared for the next stage. We're starting to see now as well some special forces activity from Ukraine, the penetration of Russian lines, and that would go hand in hand with the disruption of the referendum, which started yesterday afternoon.
What is your take on the referendum?
Well, first of all, the intelligence reports are telling me that there's only some 15 to 25% turnout, and intelligence reports are also telling me that it is a coerced turnout. So therefore, the legitimacy is without a doubt in doubt.
But are you concerned about the fear of escalation, as Sally Lockwood told us from Ukraine? If Russia now declares this territory as theirs and Ukraine is attacking that territory, particularly with Western weapons, what happens then? That's
exactly it. So we heard at the start of the week, Putin talked about the doctrine around his nuclear capability, in that it will not get used if there's no infringement on Russian soil. And that's not changed for many years of doctrine, and we know that well. Of course, if the ground becomes Russian soil, that then creates a debate about how the doctrine then kicks in from the regime's perspective. And then we're starting to talk about now, could there be a very quick escalation in order to de-escalate as quickly as possible? Is one outcome? Now is the time for talks, certainly before that would take place. OK, you're back with us in the next hour, but for now, Forbes, thank you very much. Forbes McKenzie joining us there.